enantiomers, or they can also be called as optical isomers. Basically, enantiomers means these are optical isomers. These are optical isomers or stereoisomers with which have non-superimposable mirror images. Okay, non-superimposable mirror images. Okay, so the optical isomers which have or which are non-superimposable mirror images are called as enantiomers. Okay, and enantiomers can be two types, as you know, as I said you, dextro and levo. Dextro and levo. Dextro is indicated with a small d or plus sign, plus isomer. Levo is indicated with a small l or minus isomer. The actual word dextro means right-handed side rotation of plate polarized light takes place. That is dextro. Levo means left side or anti-clockwise rotation. That's why they are using here their symbols D plus sign, D or plus sign you can use. Here L and minus sign you can use. Next, equimolar. Equimolar mixture of the enantiomers is called as racemic mixture, or it is also called as racemic modification. Okay, and racemic mixture, it is indicated with the symbol. Racemic mixture is always it is indicated with symbol plus minus in brackets, or it is also can be indicated with symbol D and L. And racemic mixture is optically inactive. Why? Because racemic mixture means what? Equimolar mixture of enantiomers. Means if you have 50% of D isomer and 50% of L isomer, then the 50% D optical activity is cancelled by the 50% L isomers optical activity. That is why racemic mixture is always optically inactive. Racemic modification is always optically inactive. Why? Because the D isomers are cancelling the optical activity of L isomers, or vice versa. So that is why racemic mixture is always optically inactive, and this is only we are calling it as due to external compensation. Okay, and enantiomers have same physical and chemical properties. They have same physical and chemical properties, except optical activity. Why? Because in enantiomers they are having almost same, all the formulas, chemical molecular formulas, everything is same. Their physical property, melting point, boiling point, everything is same. Their chemical reactions are same. except what is different, their optical activity. That is, one will show plus optical activity, that is clockwise rotation of plane polarization. The other enantiomer will have reverse rotation, that is left-handed rotation or anti-clockwise rotation of plane polarized light. That is about the enantiomers. Next, we have seen about a racemic mixture. Now, racemization can also be defined as, okay, it is the process of conversion of an enantiomer into racemic mixture is called as racemization. Okay. Now we need to understand one more term called inversion. Now we have seen in SN two reactions we have studied inversion. Now what is inversion means, if the configuration of the compound or alkyl halide, you can say, is reversed during the reaction, then that process is called inversion. Okay, means we are taking some reactant in D configuration or D isomer if you take. Then after the reaction is completed, you will get L isomer. So that process is called inversion. And there is one more term called as retention. Now what is retention? If the configuration of the compounds or stereoisomers is retained or remains same, okay, remains same during or after the reaction, then that process is called retention. Now what is these three differences if you observe? Racemization means it is the process of conversion of an isomer, an enantiomer, stereoisomer, into racemic mixture. Racemic mixture means what? It is equimolar mixture of D and L isomers, right? Similarly, what is inversion? If the configuration of the compounds is reversed during the reaction, then it is inversion. What is retention? If the configuration of the compounds is retained after the reaction, then it is retention. Now we will try to explain these three concepts, 3 points with respect to an example. Okay? An example we will take now. Now, we will take one example and we will try to understand this concept. For example, there is a compound like this. Let us assume some compound is there. Let us assume this is an optically active alkyl halide, and some nucleophile Y I am taking. Some nucleophile Y. Let us assume. Okay. Now if nucleophile replaces X, okay, exactly same configuration if I am writing here. See, here initially X is on right side. Now Y will also be on right side. Okay, this is X is removed. C2H5 ethyl group. Okay. Let us assume another time Y is approaching from this side. Okay. Then what will happen? X is removed there. Y will approach attached to this side. Let us assume like that. Now do you find the difference here? X is right side, Y is also on right side. Means this is having what? Same, let us assume this is product A. Okay? It is having same configuration as the reactant. Right? Let us assume this is product B. It is having reverse configuration of the reactant. Okay? Reactant. Then what do you observe here? Product A is having same configuration as a reactant. So this process is what? This process is retention. Retaining of the configuration in the products. Now this product B is having a reverse configuration that of the reactant. So this process is called inversion. Inversion. Okay? So that is retention, this is inversion. Because here it is having same configuration. X is right side, Y is also right side. Here X is right side in reactant, but Y is on the left side. So it is inversion, reversed configuration. Now this is one case. And if for example a carbocation intermediate is formed, then Y attacks from both sides. Okay, we have seen in case of SN1 mechanism, we have seen. Right? Carbocation will form. It is two-step mechanism, carbocation will form. That means Y can attack from left side, Y can attack from right side. Then what are the products you will get? Again you will get the same, no? A product and B product you will get. In equal ratio you will get. Why? Because there is, both the chances are 50%. 50% from left side, 50% from right side. So due to formation of carbocation, let us assume. That means you will get the A product also, okay, you will get the B product also, okay, you will get the B product also, and both of them you are getting in equal ratio, that is 50% A and 50% B, equal ratio, 1:1 ratio. Or 50:50 ratio. Okay, so this process is called what? Racemization. Okay, racemization or racemic mixture formation. Racemization. Okay, so this is with example you have to understand. Okay, so next type of stereoisomers, let us say, that is diastereomers. Diastereomers. Now what are diastereomers means? These are also type of stereoisomers or optical isomer activity they will have. Okay, that is the stereoisomers. The stereoisomers which are non, or you can say which are not mirror images, are called as diastereomers. Generally non-superimposable mirror images are enantiomers, but the stereoisomers which are not at all mirror images, they are called as diastereomers. Diastereomers are having different properties. Okay. And one more type of compounds we have meso compounds. Meso compounds. Now what are meso compounds means? Meso compounds are the compounds which contains even number of, which contains one or more even number of chiral carbons which possess internal plane of symmetry, are called as meso compounds. Due to this internal plane of symmetry, meso compounds are optically inactive. These are optically inactive due to internal compensation. Okay. Now we will see one example of an optically active alkyl halide. Okay. In SN reactions, nucleophilic substitution reactions, S2-bromobutane. This compound S2-bromobutane. Let us write first 2-bromobutane, then we will say four carbons is there, right? 4 carbons. 2-bromo means second position bromine, right? Remaining all are hydrogens, as you know. Hydrogens. Now the same compound I am writing in this way, that is one hydrogen above I am writing, okay, and one bromine here this side, and I am writing here. You see, if this carbon is chiral carbon in this molecule, this carbon is chiral carbon, right? Why? Because it is attached to one hydrogen, one bromine, one hydrogen, one bromine, one ethyl group and one methyl group. Okay, so that I am writing here. One methyl group and one ethyl group. You understood how I wrote the structure? This is 2-bromobutane, means numbering I am doing from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? First carbon is achiral, second carbon is chiral carbon, third one, fourth one also achiral. Why second carbon is chiral? Because second carbon contains one methyl group this side, and this completely mixed together, it is one ethyl group this side, one bromine, one hydrogen, means 4 different groups are present on the second carbon. That's why second carbon I am writing here, one methyl group and one ethyl group, this one bromine. This is S2-bromobutane. When this molecule is made to react with base or nucleophile, you can say, what happens? The approaching of the nucleophile takes place. Okay, then it is taking place in a SN1 mechanism, SN2 mechanism. That is, what will happen here? If bromine is removed, OH minus can attack in this way, back side, and you will get here transition state. You know that in SN2 mechanism, transition state is formed. In transition state, new bond is formed between OH and carbon, and the old bond is breaked between the carbon and bromine, right? Now this is S2 bromo butane, this molecule. Okay, now this, what is this one? This is transition state. This is transition state. That is, bonds are forming and getting breaked up. Okay, new bond is forming and older bond is breaking. Bromine bond is breaking. Now what happens after this? Bromine gets eliminated, Br minus is eliminated, and this bond gets stronger. So now where is the alcohol group? Towards the left side. Remaining groups as it is I am writing here, CH3 and C2H5. CH3 and C2H5. Now that means the configuration is changed. Here it is S2 bromobutane. Now what will be the name of this compound? It will be R. Okay, S and R are opposite configurations. Okay, S means sinister, R means rector. Okay, similar to dextro and levo, we have another configurations, relative configurations. S is sinister, R is rector. Okay, now 2-bromobutane changed to, what is this compound now? 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3 and 4. 4 carbons are there. And second position alcohol is there. So it is 2-butanol. Okay, 2-bromobutane changed to 2-butanol. But what is happening? S configuration is changed to R configuration. This is Walden inversion. Walden inversion. That is inversion, simply inversion. Inversion of the configuration takes place in SN2 mechanism. That we have seen with some example. S2-bromobutane example. Okay. Next, one more optically active example we take. R minus 2-bromo octane. Okay, this molecule we are seeing SN1 mechanism example. SN1. Okay, now first of all, 2-bromo octane means how many carbons are there? Octane means 8 carbons, as you know. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Right? 2-bromo means second position, bromine is there. Okay, so this is CH3, this is H, this is CH2, it is CH2, it is also CH2, 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 CH3. Right? That means this C1 carbon, C3 carbon, C4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All these are achiral carbons. Whereas C2 carbon is chiral. Why? Because here in C2 position we have one methyl group attached to the carbon, and if you see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hexyl group, one hexyl group is attached to this carbon, one hydrogen group and one bromine group is attached. So this compound I am writing like this. This carbon I will take in central position. Okay, here I will write. This carbon I will take in central position. One hydrogen is however attached to this one, and one bromine is attached to this one. And you see, one methyl group is attached to the same carbon, and one hexyl group, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. That 6 carbons I am writing as C6. I am writing as C6. And how many hydrogens are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 10 plus 3, 13. H, 13 carbons. You understood? The same molecule I have written in this 3-dimensional wedge diagram. Okay, Br, hydrogen, methyl group, hexyl group. Everything I have written here. So this molecule name is what? R minus 2-bromo octane. if this R minus 2 bromo-octane undergoes reaction. Okay, let us assume heating with aqueous KOH, let us take reaction with aqueous KOH. Then what happens again? OH minus should attack, no? OH minus should attack. Now this is bigger groups are there on this. So it will undergo, due to steric factor, it will undergo SN1 mechanism. Means first carbocation will form. How the carbocation will form here? This carbon is here with hydrogen atom. One methyl group is there. Okay. And one hexyl group is attached to this. C6H13. This is the carbocation you will get. Okay now. Now this carbocation is trigonal planar, right? It is trigonal planar. Trigonal planar. Now the OH minus, it can attack from any one side. It can attack from any one side because it is trigonal planar. It can attack from left side or right side. Okay. So this carbocation, if the OH attacks from this side, then you will get like this: OH, CH3 on dotted line, and thick line I am writing C6H13. Similarly, if it attach on this side, then I will write CHOH on this side. I will write dotted line methyl group, and I will write hexyl group on the thick line. Thick line. Okay. So that means in SN1 mechanism, carbocation intermediate is there, and the carbocation is trigonal planar. So OH can attack from left side or right side. So you get two different products. Now what about the nature or the names of that product? You have started with what? You have started with R minus 2 bromo octane you have started. Then the products, here you see bromine is right side, here OH is right side. Means this, if this is R, this must also be R, because here bromine right side, OH right side. That means what is the name of this compound? It will be now R only. Relative configuration will remain R only. Okay. Now it will changes to R minus, or you can write R minus 2 bromo octane is the parent. Now what it is changed? It is changed to alcohol. So that means it will changes to 2 octanol. It will changes to 2 octanol. Right or not? Whatever parent configuration is there, right side here it is bromine. Similarly, the product also you are having right side. So that's why we are taken R for the product also. But what happened to that product? Bromine is right side, but alcohol is left side here, right? That's why it is changes to S. Relative configuration changes to S. So it is S plus, I am writing S plus 2 octanol. It is changes to 2 octanol. So that is 50% R isomer, 50% S isomer you will get in this reaction. So this is one example of optically active compound.